What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the EmilTech Show, and welcome back. Once again, my name is Emily, and this is the EmilTech Show. This is a platform that is dedicated to showcasing, celebrating, and championing technological brilliance from every corner of Africa. And everywhere you see us, just remember, if Africa is coding the future, Africa must tell its story. We are telling the African story with our brother here. And without a further ado, allow me welcome him to introduce himself, even as we talk about AI built for Africa to solve African problem with African data. Yeah. So you're most welcome to the EmilTech Show. Kindly take this opportunity and tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you very much, Emily, for the invite and the hosting. I'm Hamilton Conford. Yeah. I'm a software engineer by profession. I've been in the industry for quite some time. And I've always had a passion for tech and electronics from childhood. So this is a childhood dream for me, to whatever I'm doing, even in my business and in all the spheres of life because I'm always surrounded with tech, data, and everything that happens in between. Yes, and especially now, the very good thing that has now become a buzzword, artificial intelligence.
Yes. Well. And by the way, your name sounds Western. I must say that.
Yes.
Your parents must be.
My parents are locals, truly Africans.
Yes.
But I think I got this name. It's a long story, but I got this name that I've loved to use because it is not affiliated to. I think I'm the only Hamilton Conford in the entire world, apart from my son.
So you call him Junior?
No, not Junior. He has one name and two of my names.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's exactly the case in my son's second. So my second one, my son has two of my husbands.
Yeah.
And his.
Yeah, it's a good thing because now he is my heir.
Yeah,
so we are starting that lineage of the Hamiltons.
Amazing.
So, I needed something that would not tie me to anyone in any way. I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So I know there are Christian names that people say Christian names and everything, but then I'm an African also.
Yes.
And the issue of naming people after dead people, naming children after dead people, and or rather after some favorite uncle of yours, that's some things that I detested a lot. So when I got this name, I was like, perfect. Okay. And I've embraced it ever since.
Wow.
But I'm truly African.
Yes.
Just a local boy from Homa Bay County in Kenya.
Wonderful.
So, yes.
Now, artificial intelligence is everywhere right now. Actually, as you say, it's the buzzword. It's what people are using every day. It's what people are talking about every day. Yeah, and most of these AI agents or apps that have been created, they are helping, yes, but they are configured to a Western culture, Western accent, Western data. Yeah, do you think we are losing something as Africans?
Yes, we are. We're actually losing quite big.
Yeah.
Because Africa has tremendous amount of data.
Yeah.
But the only problem is most of our data are stored in hard copy.
Yeah.
And that is where the West and maybe the East is now beating us. Most of their things are stored digitally.
Yes.
So they can be accessed. If only we could transform or rather convert ours from the hard copies of papers and everything, the term papers that we dump in our universities and everything, and make them digital, we would be unbeatable. And also if only we would have serious AI infrastructure, like AI data centers, that are well funded,
yes,
and with little to no affiliation with the West.
Especially in Africa, in Kenya. In Kenya, we have a number of
yes
data centers.
You look at them and think there's always a Westerner behind the scenes somewhere. In most cases, and no, not in any to be taken in any way negatively, but whenever the West appears, we always dance their music, and that has corrupted even the information that we have. We dance to their music from the mainstream media to every other thing. So he who controls the media controls you, and he who you can't criticize controls you.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And now because they have given their funding, they have the voice.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you do not have anything, your voice is suppressed.
Maskini hana haki, the Swahili said. So as long as we've deemed ourselves maskini, the poor, then we won't have any rights or any justice. Yeah. And until we realize that Africa thrived in Ubuntu before these people came and divided us and put some funny boundaries around, we will still have problems. Just wonder why there are Maasais in Kenya and Tanzania, and they're being questioned why they're crossing the border.
Yeah, and also I think Kalenjins.
Yeah.
In
Uganda and Kenya.
In Kenya, but there's a border now. Do you really think that AI can solve African problem from a builder's perspective?
Yes, I believe it can.
Yeah.
But there are a few tweaks that have to be done. For instance, we have to train these systems with our own data.
Yes.
And in our own perspectives.
Yeah, how important is that?
It is important because how many languages do you think are spoken in Africa?
So many.
And even Swahili is still a problem for these so-called AI systems. It's one of the widely spoken in Africa. So until we realize that we need to contextualize everything that we train, we'll still have this problem. Right now, a few months ago, I don't know whether they've corrected it. If you would have tried to translate a Swahili word, huyu mtu ni mgala, Google will translate it as this man is stupid.
Huyu mtu ni mgala.
Yes, you know the Galas, the tribe.
Yeah.
Yes, it would translate that this man is stupid.
Funny.
Loosely translated as that. So that just tells you how much the so-called civilization from the West has uncivilized us. And until we realize how important it is to contextualize these things, then we will still have a problem. So yes, it is important to have a contextual concept. Training an AI dataset is like you building a career. From the onset, you have to know, or building a business, you have to know where you're starting from and your end game. Yeah. So if we just come because someone has money and we patch things around and we make money out of them, then they'll end up with this money stupid, as a translation of William Gala. Yeah. So the importance is very intentional.
Yeah. And it can never be overlooked.
You can't overlook that because the 54 markets, as people say, have some subdivisions. And until our AI can at least be contextualized to like 60% of the uniqueness of a country, then it is a failure. And right now we are riding on failures. And the widely used artificial intelligence platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, and everything, partly were trained with African dataset, but with the mindset of a European or an American.
Really?
And have very biased concepts. Just ask yourself why. Maybe just out of AI a little bit. Ask yourself why Africa is deemed as the poorest continent, and yet we have almost the largest collective minerals deposit in the world. And what is the context of, how do you value someone's financial worth? I'd give you a context just to understand this. Americans mostly don't have traditional lands, right?
Yeah.
But then someone might be staying in a slum, for instance, in Kibera in Kenya, but has 5-6 acres of land in the village that is valued at over $1 million shillings.
Most of them.
Yes. And then this guy is deemed to be poor. And yet there's an homeless American in Los Angeles that sleeps in tent with nothing to his name, deemed better than us, just going through a rough patch.
Simply, we need to define what is the definition of poverty.
Yeah.
In African context.
Exactly. So because we've let these people do these things, I'll just give you an example. We've gone to a point where we are also letting them define what success, even in the technology world, is to us, which they most often get wrongly. Yeah.
And we actually should not really let them.
We sadly have.
We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, that's why I usually have a problem with people who front the Western civilization much to us. We can borrow knowledge, but we don't have to worship them.
Yeah, we don't.
No, we don't. And I can tell you for a fact that there are millions of blacks who have thrived in those countries, and some of these big organizations are riding on African intellectuals.
Even the fact that we can export skilled labor to them.
Thank you.
It should earn us
that tells you that we are not. We are not backward and every other thing that these guys can talk about.
We are not.
The only challenge we have is perhaps our own mindset as individuals, and also the kind of leadership and governance that we have, who are always worshipping those people. So then we just follow suit, because the boat will always follow where the wind is going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So what are some of these sectors that you think AI can transform fast in Africa?
Healthcare and agriculture.
Healthcare and agriculture.
First off.
Why?
Even before. Africa, if we leave the minerals that we have underground, is an agricultural hub.
Yes.
And I believe Africa can feed the entire world.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I believe very much, without a doubt, that even Congo, DRC, where these people are looting left, right, center, itself can feed Africa.
Yes.
With its rich fields and everything. You get to these countries and look around and ask yourself, is there anybody here seeing that these people are led wrongly?
Honestly?
Yeah, but that's a story for another day. So agriculture can be transformed tremendously with AI. And another thing, as I said, also would be healthcare. Yeah. Because of our vastness and uniqueness, if we can contextualize the data that we are training for these algorithms and everything to work well, then things like telemedicine would perhaps work. But then that also would that heavily leans on the kind of infrastructure that we are having. But if we can sort the infrastructure, then those two pivots that can transform us, because once we are doing well in life, in terms of our health, then we can go to our fields and farm, and produce in abundance, and start feeding Europe and every other thing, so that we don't import their chemically induced food.
The GMOs.
Yes, that are making us have very funny diseases.
But I think in Africa, our mindset has a problem, because now even the government or the government of these African countries, most of the times, they import foods, not because food is not produced in their country. So food is produced, for example, in Kenya.
Yes.
But that food, more often not, is exported to other countries out there, and now we import. Yes, look at something like avocado, these fruits, most of these fruits, we do not eat our own. Our own is exported. Maybe because the farmer is making some good return on investment. But now we bring what they have already done to the country. And that is actually even what is translating to tech.
Yes, but then just ask yourself, when was the last time you told your mom and Easy to keep change?
Hey, why did you get me red-handed? For a very long time I haven't.
And until we appreciate the kind of work these people are doing, and someone who saw his mother dig, till the land and produce food for them, I appreciate what agriculture is, and that is why I'm telling you we can transform agriculture tremendously. Whatever success we're seeing in the Netherlands can be replicated, contextualized in each and every African countries, and we can produce abundance of food. Burundi is considered one of the poorest countries in Africa and in the world. But you go to Burundi has very fertile lands. The kind of bananas that are in Burundi would amaze you. Very big ones. But then some of them rot and they just make those local brews with them because,
they can't
there's no well-laid structure for value addition. And then, you'd go with the 20 cents of $1 and buy a whole sack of bananas and, and then we want to lament.
Wow.
So until then, or just ask yourself the amount of agricultural waste that even Nairobi in Kenya alone has when you go to these markets. If only we could find a way of doing value addition. We sell, some can be sold as raw as they are, without any value addition, but then some are value added, preserved, and we avoid these wastes. We would be having more revenue and having fresher food internally. But because we underpay these people, and there are a lot of brokers that are always ruining the market, they tended to sell to someone who's going to pay them a shilling or two more than we're doing. That's why I was asking you, when was the last time you tipped your mom and Easy? Yeah.
Long.
Yeah, so we need to do that, not just in the agricultural, but then in every other aspect of life. We need to appreciate what we have and give it the right nutrients to grow. And then 3-4 years down the line, we'll see the fruits.
Wow. Now, this is actually the conversation that we should be having, because I think so much has been left unattended to in Africa. And actually, Africans are brilliant. African youths are brilliant. That is why the Western world will come and want the skilled labor. But what about us creating solutions from here? That is one question that we should always ask ourselves. And now that you're a founder, let me tell you this. There is a guy, I was following him a lot. And he deals with electric meter boxes, and he's an electrical guy. He's into electrical tech. And now he had a big company here that had employed so many people in the country, in Kenya. I've watched him for a long time. But now he relocated from Kenya to the US. Why? Because somehow our African countries or our African setting does not really support our very own. We will import what that guy is creating. Just like you have a healthcare system, or you have a healthcare app or AI solution that can solve our problem locally. But now we prefer to go out there and get someone else. So as a result, this person is dying. What will you tell our communities and our people, our brothers and sisters? Our schoolmates, our colleagues at work, what will you tell them about African solutions, basically?
If managed well, they would be the best solutions that would work for us.
Yes.
And I believe that there are quite a number that are perfectly fitting in solving our problems.
Yes.
But the problem is we are always looking for fanciness. Our African ones might be a little rugged and not so good looking and
But
all
with
this.
time?
But it's until you use it and tell me, hey, you can improve this. As those people are doing theirs, then we'll always remain there. So there's very big potential, untapped potential in the African tech and general the African ecosystem. And until we learn to appreciate what we have internally, the pasture will always be greener on the other side. And until we get there, we'll realize that, home has always been better. Home has always been better because, as I've said numerous times, I don't see the essence of importing any kind of technology from outside Africa.
You don't?
I don't see. We have the potential to have infrastructure within our countries, and we have the brains that can maintain this infrastructure.
Yes.
The problem is poor governance that we've always had across Africa. I think at least one of the countries that is doing a little better is Botswana. We just need to change how we think and how we are governed. Because I always refer to this guy, Lee, the so-called father of Singapore. That even our president used to tend to quote a lot until he was told, you're not going there. So the guy, one of the things he did was to teach about nationhood science, putting your country first and its resources, and being a person of integrity. This was taught from the kindergarten to the higher echelons of education. But then what we're doing is the reverse. And remember what he said. He said he was asked why Singapore is developed and Kenya is as it is, because they were age mates and buddies with Tom Mboya. He said, in Singapore they made me leave, they let me leave. In Kenya they killed Tom Mboya. And where are we right now?
Yeah. Embracing theirs,
their technology, and now longing to see
like
to have what they are. And we were quite the same. Yeah. We have counties in Kenya, size of countries that are helping us. We need to feel ashamed. And someone who has a thing with his ego, I feel very much belittled if when we are even importing things that do not worth being imported. Because as we are all aware that even these so-called AI tools that we're using, at least the ones that we know like ChatGPT, some of them are partly trained in Nairobi, Kenya. So if we could do that, if we can get a serious governance and with a serious backing from both the government and the private sector, there's nothing that can beat us out there. Yeah. I know friends who have the brains to build and the brains to think. A guy would give a rough idea of what is supposed to be done, and within a day he brings you a very brilliant product. Yeah. And that would make money, or that would change lives. Yeah. But then we are undervalued or underestimated because of our skin color, apparently, discriminated against by our own people, who think that a brighter skin means brighter brains and more intelligence.
Which might often be.
Most of the times that's failed. Sorry to say. But we're not castigating against a race or anything. Yeah. But that has always been the case, at least what we are seeing. So appreciating what you have before you go begging elsewhere to your neighbor is better. At least it removes the awkwardness of meeting them on the road and you have to stay aside because they have to pass.
Still on that point, yeah, please advise our government on behalf of the tech ecosystem, especially in Kenya. So please, just record something. We will tag them. We will tag ICT.
Yeah, it's a funny one because we've always had these conversations even on LinkedIn and every other platform that we get, and we tag these guys.
Yeah.
And there's a very good friend of mine two friends of mine that always tag them and myself, and they just tend not to hear, but then we can do it again.
We will do it until they hear it.
Yeah. So to the government of Kenya.
Yes.
As we say right now, with all due respect, there is a lot of potential in our country.
Yes.
It is you to ensure that the governance is right, the laws are right, and the atmosphere itself is accommodative enough.
Yeah.
People are scared and, with the news of investors running away. But then I've always believed that we don't need external investors to develop our country.
On our own.
We can. We have serious multi-billionaires who just need to trust us also.
Yeah.
And that trust would has to start from the top. If it can't start from the bottom.
Yeah.
And of now that where we have a bottom-up economic approach,
yes.
We can at least start that from the bottom, as they also up there rectify a few of the unnecessary obstacles you put in regulations and exorbitant fees that you charge in licensing the products and the services that we offer, because lowering them a little would ensure that there's an outburst of them.
Yes.
And when they get clients and revenue comes streaming as a government, there shall be money.
Yeah.
And so we won't need to increase taxes.
Yes.
We just need to increase the tax base in ensuring that almost everybody has something going on.
Yeah.
Like most of at least the part of China that we can see. That is how they started, and they're here.
Oh.
That is how the Singapore that we are dreaming to get to got to where they are right now.
Yeah.
Believing that they can, because they can, because they are the brains, and ensuring that the environment is enabling enough for them.
Yes.
Once we get that sorted, then everything should work as perfect as possible. So, to the head of state and every other person that should hear this, my friend Mr. Kabogo, we can do better, at least for the times that we are in office. And that legacy, as Michuki brought the seat belts, so shall you bring affordable, not rather affordable, but manageable and flexible regulatory councils enough to make us thrive.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow us wide up at that, yeah? So this has been a very insightful conversation that we've been having here actually with the boss, the founder of Buntu Labs Technology. His name is Hamilton. And actually, if you would like to seek their services, kindly, can you guide us on how we can be able to...
Yeah, thank you. So, Buntu Labs Technologies Limited is a business based and incorporated in Kenya. We operate in Nairobi, and our website is up at www.buntulabs.com. We have our socials.
Yes.
We are on X, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And you can always reach out to us for any product or conversation that you'd love to have with us. We are African-centric, and we are trying to ensure that African products, or rather products that are used in Africa, understand the language and the music of Africa, because without that, we would be making a lot of noise, and we would be confusing movement with progress.
Yes.
Until we have to sit down, perhaps you do not know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But we offer our services. We have clients from all over.
Yeah.
We especially in tech. We are in tech, where we are especially in health tech, agri-tech, edu-tech, basically that. Yeah. And we are inviting, we are open, or rather inviting, but we are open to collaborations and any other services that you'd want us to have in other conversations.
Yes.
And so, yeah, you can always reach out to us. And thank you also very much for having us. We had done this with some other guys before, and it's always a pleasure to speak about Africa.
Yes.
And as we say, we are Africans, and Africa is our business.
Yes.
And it shall always be until our last breath.
So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Always remember, if Africa is coding, Africa must tell its story. Maybe you could be our next guest. Kindly reach out to us if you are interested in maybe speaking to us or addressing a topic in technology in regards to tech and innovation. So we'll share our details down below. So in case you would want to reach out to us, feel free to do so. Yeah, this is the EmilTech Show, and my name is Emily. Till next time.